AI.
Thank you very much for having me, Anthony. It's nice to be back for my third or fourth time with Traders Corner. Um, I try to change the topic slightly each time. This time I'm focusing on trading gold futures using automated strategies. And I will uh, try to address this to the general audience. People who already trade futures may feel it's a little slow. People who've never traded futures or automated strategies may feel it's fast, but I'll do my best to get through it and take any questions at the end. The agenda quickly, I'm going to go through these 7 issues, some of them very quickly, particularly concentrating on the middle section there, trading gold with scalar bot, bouncer bot, and squeeze bot. Disclaimers first, futures trading and options trading have large potential rewards, but also large potential risks, etc. Simulated investing and trading programs in general are also subject to the fact they're designed with benefit of hindsight, etc. My bio quickly, I'm not someone who's traded all my life, but I started in management consulting, moved on to a long career in software, particularly working in Europe, in charge of UK or Europe or international for a number of NASDAQ companies. And then I started, when I retired, actively investing my own uh, funds and learning how to day trade with options and swing trading, et cetera. And I put it all together between the software industry experience and the futures trading, which I really enjoyed, into what you would call financial technology or fintech, the company being Trade Pilot AI. This is the homepage. Our website is tradepilotai.com. I'll show you that link at the end as well. And we are focused specifically on NinjaTrader as our platform. It is one of the best systems and one of the most popular systems in the world for day trading futures. We are an approved NinjaTrader ecosystem vendor, and I've done webinars similar to this for them, which you can find on YouTube or through the ecosystem. We have services and we have products. Today I'll be focusing on products, but just a quick little overview of services. We used to do a Sunday education every Sunday. We've scaled that back and we do it now occasionally, depending on the topic coming up. The bot optimization lab is for testing, back testing, forward testing of our bots to improve them with better settings, optimization, etc. The Futures Trading Club, I'll show you the link to that. That's our daily trade room. And then I also do private consultation occasionally. The Futures Trading Club is interesting. It's 5 days a week. It's every day, 9:15 to 11 o'clock, so it's not very long. The trading is 9:30 to 11. And it's hands-free. Occasionally I'll tweak something, but very rarely. And that it's free. That is the meeting ID, 850-8724-9006. It's been that for over a year with the simple passcode FTC for Futures Trading Club. I'll show this at the end as well. Now, the products on in our company are automated strategies, and I hope that means you generally get the idea what that means. Automated strategies is what the NinjaTrader calls our technology, but you've probably heard other names as well: algorithmic trading systems or expert advisors in the foreign exchange world. Trading robots, robo traders, algos, whatever. And we just call them bots normally to keep it simple, but they're trading robots, trading bots, or bots. But it means automated strategies in the NinjaTrader world. Why use automated strategies? Well, again, for those of you who already do, you probably don't need to read this. But for those of you who have never tried, I strongly suggest that you take a take a stab. Why? Because rules-based entries and exits are better than discretionary. The program acts according to the algorithms. You can avoid the emotional fear and greed problems of trading. It's very fast, much faster than what you can do manually. Um, you can put in limit orders rather than market orders, although, of course, some cases you have to have more market orders for for closing positions, etc. The precision can be very much tailored to mathematics. Targets and stops can be in ticks or dollars or average true range. You can easily add trailing stops, runners, and ATMs are supported. If you are a Ninja Trader user, you probably know about advanced trade management systems, ATMs, but we also support them. You can monitor multiple trades, multiple instruments, multiple prices simultaneously. If you're doing it automatically, you can't do that very easily manually. You can put in daily loss limits, and you can put in profit targets, etc. You can diversify, especially if you have a cash account. Hands-free trading means less time at the keyboard. You still use indicators automatically as opposed to manually. It enables backtesting, optimization, and forward testing as well. Compared to the ATMs, it's faster, and you can scale in or pile on. And you can also be traded in a semi-automated fashion. You can start manually and have the bot turn it off at the right closures, or you can have it automatically start and do your own exit manually. You can always tweak the targets and the stops on the screen, on the chart, and you can also change your mind about long only, short only, both directions, etc. So there are lots of benefits to automated strategies. We have 10 strategies. There are 9 shown here because I have a nice 3x3 matrix. Now that we have 10th, including VWAP bot, our most recent one, I'm going to have to change this to a 3x4, and probably by that point, maybe we'll have 2 more bots as well that we're working on. But right now we have 10. Each one has a different characteristic. The website describes these in more detail, but just quickly, one line for each. We have several trending strategies: trend bot, bouncer bot, squeeze bot, ATM bot are trending strategies. Mean reversion strategies are scalar bot, reversal bot, auction bot, reversion bot, and VWAP bot. Although scalar bot can also be a trending strategy if you turn on the button that says re-entry on. It will also start to make profits during a breakout. And then you've got a breakout strategy and auction bot, which is kind of an order flow strategy. But in any case, all of them have their own benefits, their own individual characteristics, and you can look at our website to understand the difference. Very quickly, because I'm going to concentrate on 3 of these. I'm going to concentrate on scalar bot, bouncer bot, and squeeze bot, how they've performed on gold in the recent months. But anyway, trend bot, you can see just a screenshot. Don't forget, if you don't know this because you're not a Ninja Trader user, but the green dots there show profitable contracts. So 1, 2, 3, 4 lines means those are 4 profitable contracts. If you look on the lower left, on a gross basis, this brought in $1,010, a net of commissions $931, and scalar bot, which we are going to talk about more later. Here's you can see 1, 2. There's actually a third one you can't see easily there because the first bar, sorry, there's 4 or 5. The red bar there in the middle, there's a green line going up and down. There was a trade there during that bar. So again, you're up to $1,300 on this trade. I'm just capturing these, in the middle of a trade. Here's a bouncer bond, again, another trending strategy. You can see it takes a trade based on when it hits a moving average. So here it hit the fast moving average in yellow, it hit the medium moving average in white, hit the slow moving average in magenta, and took profits each time. That's a great bouncer bot example. Reversal bot, if you see there's a yellow candle there in the middle, that is a reversal candle indicating going from bullish to bearish. And then a blue candle is from bearish to bullish. And you see the next candle, we entered the trade. In this case, we support ATMs. So the 3 green targets are the ATM targets, and the red ones are the stops, trailing stops. Auction bot works on unfinished auctions, identifying them and then targeting them. And this is an example of what an auction bot looks like when it's performing. There's actually one negative trade there. You can see maybe a red line going slightly upwards from the bottom, but there's 1, 2, 3 green trades and one red, and this, we're currently sitting at $900 profit. Breakout bot, if you look, you see a green and a red parallel lines. That's in this case the 30-minute range, and the bot will take a bullish trade if it breaks to the upside, or a bearish trade if it breaks to the downside. And again, you can have trailing stops, etc. Squeeze bot is based on the squeeze principle, which John Carter originally is well known for, where there's an interplay of the Bollinger Bands with the Keltner channels, and where compression breaks out to a firing of the squeeze, you normally get a big move for several bars. In this case, you can see the red dots at the bottom panel. That's a squeeze, and when the first green dot is a firing of a squeeze, and so the trade enters on the next bar, and you can see bang, 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 quick profitability. In this case, some $400. Reversion bot works on standard deviations around VWAP. Basically, you set which entries you want to make according to how extreme the prices got away from VWAP. The ATM bot is very simple. It's all based on a trending moving average cross, but you can use filters, but it automatically applies your ATMs or the we have four that we give as free samples. And the VWAP bot, our latest bot, is basically takes trades when you bounce off the VWAP. And you can have multiple trades or single trades, but it's been working very well. This is one of three little interjections I put in the presentation for the first time ever. It's to find out who's paying attention. And I'm not going to read it, but if you want to read it, there might be a benefit to you if you're interested in winning something for free that's worth $2,500. If not, you'll have to pay attention to the next one that comes up soon. Our strategies are all automated. They're all white box, meaning that there's no secret to how they work. We make it the logic clear, and so you can use our settings, or you can use your own settings, because everything is customizable in the properties section. All 10 of our strategies run on NinjaTrader. They have the same user interface for the properties, which is where you set your parameters. They all have the same time filter options. They have the same extensive money management capabilities, have buttons on the chart trader, making it easy that you don't have to go back into properties all the time. And they come with installation instructions, getting started guides, and full user manuals. Once you know one of our bots, it's really easy to learn the next 2 or 3. I won't spend too much time on this, but I want to point out money management in a minute on a separate slide. But we have 6 time filters. Most competitors have 2 or 3 or 1 or 4 at the most. You can have extensive money management, targets and stops with many different options. And there's a lot of on-screen information which you can turn off, but no one ever does. You can go long, short, or both directions. You can have 2 different start behaviors, optional indicators, optional filters, lots of information on the chart trader, etc., and good documentation. So just go back to money management. I know a number of you are interested in prop trading. For prop firm trading, having an account daily goal and account max loss are critical for the issues of consistency, not breaking the consistency rule at the high end, but also be careful about maximum drawdown at the low end. You can also do that within your strategy, which is a subset of your account, because you might be using 2 of our bots in one of your accounts, for example, but you only want to the bot that's not doing well to stop, for example, the other one to continue. And then, of course, there's trade goal, trade loss. And the key issue that we've added 3 years ago was account profit protection, and I'm using that more and more in my daily trading. Max drawdown in percentage or dollars. If you want to see how the bots perform, we have a very simple YouTube channel at TradePilot_AI. And We have almost 20,000 subscribers. There are over 400 videos that I personally have posted on YouTube. And they've all come from videos recorded of the Futures Trading Club trade room, which I showed earlier. And we run all 10 bots against 5 instruments. So that's 50 charts every day, 9:30 to 11. And then, we curate and put some of um, the good examples on the website so you can see what does a bot look like when it's performing. Now let's turn to gold, because I specifically said we'd talk about gold today. And for those of you who know, this is simple, but for those of you who have not traded futures before, the value per tick between different instruments is not always the same. So for ES, which is the S&P 500 E-mini future, 12.50 a tick. But NASDAQ is only $5 a tick, although normally the movement is many more ticks. And same RTY. The gold and crude both have the same level. They're actually at $10 a tick. Now, the middle column is micros. Micros didn't exist 4 years ago or whatever. Only minis existed, but they were introduced, and it's introduced many people into the marketplace because there's a lower a lower risk per contract, although there's obviously a lower reward. So I just put the third column in there because if you want to deal with micros, but you're afraid they're too small, you just trade 10 micros. Now, without getting into a tangent, that's not as smart as working with minis, because the commission structure is such that if you choose 10 micros instead of one mini, you're going to actually pay a bit more percentage-wise in commissions. But you might want to have might be reasons why you want to use multiple micros, which a lot of our customers do. Examples of scalar bot working with gold are here. Examples of bouncer bot. I just picked out a few from the from the YouTube channel. And I didn't have many of SqueezeBot yet because it's a relatively new product for us. It's still version 1, but stable and working well. But that's just from the last and the last 3 days of July. Bang, bang, bang. So let me just quickly show you. And again, all it takes is just clicking on one of these. So if you get the presentation later, you should be able to see this. So I'm going to just show you this quickly. This is typically what you see at the Futures Trading Club. You'll see the chart in real time, prices moving up and down. And if there's been positive trades, you'll see the green dotted lines. If there's been negative contracts, they'll be in red. And the is designed to work in a sideways move market. But there's my tweaking a little bit. I lowered manually a target because I thought, well, why not we'll just take that. If we hit that high point, we'll take the target there. And now if you notice, it took the trade, it took the profit and then re-entered, and that's because I've got the re-entry button on. If you look at the in the chart trader lower right, I'm not sure my arrow will show you, but it says RE on the re-entry. It means you take a positive trade because the trend might be continuing, that you want to just re-enter and do it all over again. On the left side, you've got in the account data of I've just sorted the different bot instrument combinations by profitability. Let's see if I can get back to my slideshow without. I may have to quit YouTube so I don't get the next YouTube coming up. Let's see if I can do that. Yeah, let me quit YouTube. Oh, shoot. Here we go. Oh, sorry. Oh, that was scalar bot, bouncer bot. Again, it's just, these are all for you to look at if you want under YouTube. But again, this is from a different computer, but the same format, the count data on the left. You've got the name of the bot in the lower left-hand corner. You've got the profitability there. You can see the account is up to $1,180, etc. You get to see the profitable trades from the past. You see with the target, you see the stop. You can move the stop. You can move the target, etc. Okay, let me go back. Let me get out of this so we don't get YouTube screaming at us. And let me see if I can go back. Okay, see if this works. Okay, squeeze bot I'll do quickly as well. We have 3 days in a row. This was done off of playback because I didn't have live examples that I had recorded in the past. But just to explain, look at the lower panel there. You see the red dots mean that the squeeze is in effect, but the green dot means and that's the current candle. I need to. Okay, so the second candle now comes up, and there you have to finish the last one to know there's a squeeze has fired, and automatically the bot entered up to 5 contracts, which is what we normally trade, um, and put it into 5 targets and 5, or in this case 4. It's got one more. It's based this case. If it scales in, it will take in the 5th trade. So I think I have it set for taking 3 trades, but scaling in for 2 more if it pulls back at all. So then you see when price continues in the direction of the squeeze, you've made $800 quick and dirty. All right, so let's continue. Right, but you could when this when the webinar is over, you can go to our YouTube channel, or when this video is sent out, you can look at these and click on them yourself. Here's another interjection I have put for those of you who are paying attention and who have invested your time to come to watch the presentation live, because this obviously will not be available to people who watch the recording later. This is for the first person who reacts and sends me an email and wants to win $2,500 worth of software. But you also have to answer the question right. What I showed you in terms of live demonstrations comes from the Futures Trading Club, and I've already explained how that works, but just to remind you, we're using 5 minis. If it was 5 micros, it would be 1/10 of the results. The bots all work with micros or with minis, and within small percentage, they're almost always 1/10 of the other, depending on whether you use minis or micros. We use five contracts max as our standard modus operandi for demonstration purpose and for back testing. We use 3 minutes as a chart time frame. A good bot will probably do well with 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 4 minutes or maybe 6 minutes, but we found 3 is the best, and some people use 1 minute. Breakout bot is an exception. We normally use 1 minute. The squeeze bot, we use 5 minutes or 10 minutes because it normally is more powerful if it's based on a longer time period. The time filter I mentioned before, sometimes we do 9:30 to 11:30 when we're doing back testing, but those are 2 of the most important hours of the trading day, Eastern time. The account daily goal we're using is 2250 with account max loss of 750. That's a 3-to-1 ratio. Many people use 2-to-1. I use 3-to-1 because I also use account profit protection, which gives me a chance to take a profit earlier if I get to a certain minimum, but then there's a drawdown or fallback or pullback or retracement, whatever you want to call that. And we're doing this in the trade room on the money management is not based on the total account, it's based on individual bot instrument accounts. We use wait until flat, except for 2 of the strategies, and we use both directions and do this in sim every day. I want to just give you an idea of some of the performance of the bots in the recent month or 2. This was actually June during live trading. Scalar bot on gold, the gold mini, again using 5 minis, and this is known as an equity curve, or in Ninja Trader parlance, a cumulative net profit. You can do it based on the day or based on the trades. I've done it on trades, which is a bit more granular. But basically, if you want to see it going up and to the right, as I say. Here's the actual results from every day when the end of the trade room is over. I go to the trade performance report, which is a standard report in Ninja Trader, and I look at the individual bot instrument results and enter them in a big Excel spreadsheet. We did particularly well with gold with these three bots in the June-July timeframe. And just to show you, I've got the daily results on the left, scalar bot and bouncer bot and squeeze bot. And then I've got a cumulative, which is basically, adding up from the beginning of the month all the way till the end. So if you then look at the right, you'll see that scalar bot made 14,000 in July, bouncer bot 10,000, squeeze bot 3,000, for a total of about 28 between the three bots. I'm not saying that you should use all three of these on gold. I'm not saying you should use even two. You might want to just use one or the other. I can't guarantee scalar bot will outperform bouncer bot in August. I can't guarantee anything, as you know. But at the same time, history, if you don't have anything to base it on, history is probably and recent history in particular is probably the best thing to start from. But in any case, scalar bot is smaller for a couple of reasons. One, because it doesn't take a trade every day. Squeeze bot. Because squeeze bot only takes a trade if there's a squeeze has fired. Sometimes there's no squeeze. Sometimes there's a squeeze, but it doesn't fire. And sometimes you can set your squeeze bot to say, I want to see three time frames, three bars before I act on it. Or sometimes I want to see two. I've got this set I only need to see one bar. But in any case, you can see why it's sometimes blank there. And also the other thing is I didn't allow for a runner with my squeeze bot setting, something I have to adjust for September onwards. Because right now the max it can be normally is about 800. Sometimes there's slippage. I can see one day there was more than 800. If you look at the total, though, you can see that of the 23 trading days in July, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 that were negative, one that was pretty close to break even. You're not going to find any matrix from real live trading that's green on every single day, every single bot instrument. This is a good performance. This is, and I'll show you in some of the details of, if you take a look at the some of the numbers here, like profit factor, 7.28. I mean, anything over 1.5 is kind of nice to have. Anything over 2 is great. Let me look at the bouncer bot, 2.45 profit factor. Squeeze bot, 7.28. Is that the same number, 7.28? That's interesting. Oh no, I've got the wrong number there. I'm sorry, that's a duplicate number. I've got this chart is, I'm sorry, it's not scalar, but I can see it's squeeze bot. Anyway, I will try to fix that. And let's go and look at some of the other things. Percentage profitable. Here's bouncer bot, 67% profitable. The ratio of winners to losers, 1.20. That's why you get something like a 2.45 result. Okay, so this is the right number for squeeze bot. Again, percentage, 86% profitable, 1.14. I mean, you can have this 1.14. It can be less than 1 and still have a profitable bot if the percentage is good enough. And likewise, the percentage could be a less than 50%. I've got bots working at 40% profitability, but they've got like a 1.6 or 1.7 ratio down here, and they're also got a good profit factor. And then you can look at drawdowns. Here's 844 drawdown against 5,000. I mean, that's a great ratio. Maybe not so much for bouncer amount. Let's look at 2,000 versus 10. Well, anything under 30%, I'd say is good, but getting close to 20% is great. Anyway, history is not a guarantee of the future, but I wanted to show you these good results and see if you're interested in coming on board. So here's my third interjection of a reward for those of you who are still awake, still listening, and still interested in the bots that we have. Another $2,500 free giveaway, something I've not done before, but thought might be fun. I think somebody at Traders Corner once said, it's good to show your bonuses early, not at the end. Well, this time I've shown a couple free bonuses in the middle. Now, I'm looking at the clock, making sure I don't, but I wanted to mention customization quickly. For those of you who have never traded futures or never used an automated system and are a little bit nervous about how much work is required, Installation is very straightforward. Once you learn the look and feel, I'd say again very early. The issue is customization, settings, etc. We have a getting started guide for each of our bots, which gives you suggested settings. I mean, obviously there are default settings that come out of the box, factory settings, shall we say? But then we give you in the Getting Started guide another example of settings that we've been using in the Futures Trading Club and things that have worked for other people, etc. But you still may want to tweak, and everybody should tweak their own settings because you've got your own account sizes. Some of you trading cash, some trading prop firms, some doing a combination. Some people have $50,000 prop firm accounts, some have 300,000. And some have different, some of you have different risk profiles, etc. So you do need to make adjustments, but it's very easy. And NinjaTrader, I would argue, also makes it very easy. So let me just go through that quickly to allay any fears here. In NinjaTrader, to create a chart, you two things, new and chart, and then you get a chart. And then you have to also choose what your instrument is, and there's a pull-down list. So you get your ES it's the S&P. MGC is the micro for gold, MCL the micro for crude, M2K is the micro for Russell 2000, MNQ is the micro for the NASDAQ 100, etc. I mean, there are other things that you can trade besides futures. You can trade forex. You also can now trade single stock futures, which I may do a separate presentation on next time. After choosing your instrument, you choose your time frame. Most people use minutes, such as 3 minutes or 5 minutes or 10 or 15. Some people use seconds, 30 seconds. Some people use tick charts like 500, or you can customize and configure your own number of ticks like 266 or 388 or something like that. But we typically use 3 minutes. Then you choose your strategy. If you had all of our strategies, all 10 of them, this is, I think, 11 shown here, but 10 is the number that we have on the market. You just choose which strategy. And then after you've chosen your strategy, you go to the properties page and you start by choosing what account. So you choose your SIM account or your live account, or and you can create all these individual SIM accounts. You can have an unlimited number of SIM accounts, where, as you can see, I've got specifically bought instrument combinations. I even have time frames, time filters. After doing that, you typically set your time filter. We allow Eastern time or non-Eastern time. So in other words, if you uncheck the Eastern time, all the clock work that you have to do is based on your own CPU clock, your own local time. I use Eastern time checked, even though I'm not there often. I used to live in California, then I lived in Florida. My children are in London. So, I don't want to be changing the time settings every time I take my laptops to a different location. So I just keep Eastern time and just work on that. Then you can see the time filters below. We have 6 of them. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. So here I've got time filter 3 checked to start at 9:30 a.m. Eastern to finish at 11:30 Eastern. Or again, if I was doing the FTC, I would stop at 11 Eastern. And you can watch our bots sometimes, the ones on the YouTube channel. You'll see at 11 o'clock all the bots close. But that's where you say, and you can have this set so that it starts at 9:30, goes off at 11, 11:30, and comes back at 2, goes off at 4. That you can have it going on for the Asia Open at whatever, or you can also go down to the second here. As example, time filter 5 and 6 go down to the second. So if you want to trade, 4-star news, it starts at 8:30. So maybe you want to start it 15 seconds before. You want to finish it, quickly afterwards, or whatever. That's how you would do that. Money management. We talked about some of the settings I use for the Futures Trading Club. Here's how you check the box or uncheck it. You put it in the number. You can also have ranges around the numbers. There's your account profit protection setting, your trade profit protection setting, checked on or off. These are all straightforward once you start using the bot. And they're in the manual and they're in the getting started. Entries, each bot's slightly different, but generally we allow up to 5 different entry and target levels. So you can only have to use more than one. You can have just trade one contract with one target and one stop. These are initial stops, but you could trade up to 5 different targets, and you could have like 3 entries, but you could have 2 contracts for entry 1 and 1 for entry 2 and 1 for entry 3. You can do that with the contracts. And then you also can use ATRs instead of ticks. So there you got ticks, and here you got ATRs. And I've moved from my scalar bot trading from ticks to ATRs, average true range, and I've found an improvement, which was anticipated, but more of an improvement than I was planning on or hoping for. So I was very pleased with that. And I'm going to be doing that with BouncerBot in the future. Then we have many filters, including the higher time frame filter, up to 3 of them. They could be such example, minute, day, or week, or you could have, you could be trading 3 minutes, but have a 15-minute filter, an hour filter, and a 2-hour filter, that type of thing. With a VWAP filter for long only or short only. We've got the squeeze filter, so whether there's additional emphasis from a squeeze firing. We support ATMs, that's the Advanced Trade Management templates that NinjaTrader has built into its system. We have our own, these are examples of ones we can give for free, but we also have others that, sorry, any of the other ATMs that you have created or you've got from your friends or colleagues or off the web, you can put in here to any of our bots that support ATMs. Moving averages, quite straightforward. You can show them or not, but we normally have fast, medium, and slow. And our default are EMA and default are 8, 21, 34, but you can put in SMA. You can say you want 10, 20, 30, 9, 18, 28, whatever you want. Very flexible. Entry restrictions is something we've added recently. Where you can actually choose what day of the week to have the bots working on. You can also have, the closure after 3 consecutive losing trades, or you can stop after 4 profitable trades in a row, or total of, 2 losing trades, regardless of whether they're consecutive, etc. This trend background, we have an individual indicator. An indicator that we sell, but we've now included this in all our bots. For if you have the option of wanting to see the color of the background according to where the moving averages are related to each other, and you can change the opacity and color, etc. Then we have lots of on-screen information. Most of our users don't touch these things because they show the 4 corners with useful information, but if you don't want them on and you don't feel you need the information, you can turn them off. That is time for me to talk about the commercial side of the business here, which is probably good because I've got 8 minutes. Right, I have too many offers, I'm afraid, but that's good. I've already given away 3 products worth $7,500. I don't know who those people are yet because I have to check my emails later tonight. But in any case, for those of you who still are interested, I'm almost giving free software here, so look at the huge discounts. This is our normal pricing. A lifetime license costs $2,495. That's what I've given away 3 of these already today. But a number of people want to start small, so they either go for a 3-month lease or a 1-month lease or something smaller. Now, obviously, if you look closely, you'll see that it's more economical to go for example, a 6-month lease than it is for 2 3-month leases, because at that point you've already saved money. Or a 3-month lease per month is $200, where the 1-month lease is almost $300. So again, the on the left column here, the further you go down, the more economical per month, which it should be, and so that's why I set it up that way. All of these, whether it's lease or a lifetime license, they're good for 2 CPUs, and you get free tech support, free upgrades, and free updates. We do have volume discounts if you wish to buy 2 or 3 or more. And I have a price list, but I don't put it on the web, but email me and I can send it to you. The onboarding process, right now you purchase on the website. To do that, you sign up as a member. That just means creating a password with your email address. And then we email you the software, the user manual, getting started. We may change that to automatic download someday, but right now it's just it's something we control manually. But normally you get your email within 6 hours. And then you have to submit your machine ID in the members area. That's just copy protection for us. Keep out hangers on, freeloaders, and then you start trading, automated or semi-automatic. It's quite simple. Each of our products has a product page which describes it and gives examples, videos, and screenshots. And each one has the pricing right there in the light blue buttons. So you just click on monthly to buy a monthly lease, or quarterly for a quarter lease, etc., or a lifetime down below, 2495, as I described. Now here's the amazing 80% discount offer. I have never gone this high before, and I've got 2 of these 80% ones today, but they're only good for hours, not weeks, days, not weeks or months. This expires tomorrow, midnight tomorrow, Sunday. Can't offer 80% very often. I'm just trying to reward the people who came on to watch live today instead of the people who say they're going to watch next week and never do. It's a special bundle offer. You've seen Scalar Bot, Bouncer Bot, and Squeeze Bot in action. You've seen the results for July. The normal price, if you were to buy all 3, is $24.95. Times 3, $74.85. For special today, this 3-pack bundle, shall we say, call it cereal pack. 3 bots for the price of 1. Sorry, no, three bots for the price of a half. It's an 80% discount, $14.95, which is $498 each. So that's basically 80% discount. Instead of paying $2,500 per bot, you're paying $500 per bot, 80%. How do you buy that? Well, you can email me for a PayPal invoice if you want to do it that way. But if you want to buy it quickly off our website, it's very easy to do this right now. Just go to our website and you choose an annual lease, because that's the same number, $14.95. And you could choose any one of those: Scalar Bot, Bouncer Bot, Squeeze Bot. And then seeing the purchase in the next 24 hours, I'll know that it's one of these specials, and I will send all 3 of them to you and give you a lifetime license. Or if you want, just email me and I'll send you a PayPal invoice, or walk you through this if you need to. But that's a unique opportunity to get all 3 bots and learn how to make money with automated strategies. Another and here's, so let's say you would just go to the annual on the right there, the light blue button in the middle, annual $14.95. Pay the $14.95, and we will send you 3 lifetime licenses of the 3 bots. The other 80% discount we're offering, which will give you a couple more days, but this expires on the 18th, which is 3 days from now. If you buy 1 lifetime license at the full list price, we'll send you 4 more for free. This will be if you don't really want Scalar Bot, Bouncer Bot, and Squeeze Bot, but you might want Trend Bot and ATM Bot and VWAP Bot, in addition to Bouncer and Breakout. Let's say whatever you choose, the 5 that you want, and we are allowing you to swap. If you want to start with 5 out of our 10, and you say, Breakout's not working for me, I think I'd like to try Reversal Bot. Well, then we'll unauthorize you for the one and authorize you for the other and send it to you, and you can keep switching. And we have people, we've done this once before, and we have people who have started this way, and 1 or 2 have swapped, and most have stuck with the ones they started with.